What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and as you can see, I have the round 2 of the NPCC. I'm going up against Tactical Monkeys, Dhilan, very good buddy of mine, and let's just go ahead and hop right into the team analysis. You guys know what I brought. Quick overview is Prankster Thunder Waving Thunderous for basically Mega Metagross, Choice Scarf Mixed Curum, Metal Bursting Defensive, Mega Sableye to hopefully Metal Burst the Florges, especially defensive Cobalion to take on things like Florges and Raikou, and a mixed defensive Scolipede with Spikes to Hazard Stack, also Cobalion and Stealth Rocks, and a Choice Scarf Victini with U-Turn, V-Create, Bolt Strike, and Glaciate. This thing, my team is just designed to basically be hyper offensive against him pretty much. But he brought Garchomp, Raikou, Mega Metagross, Arcanine, Tornadus, and Florges. First impressions, I think that it is going to be he's going to be walking 2 defensive mons, I think, in Garchomp and Arcanine. I think he's going to be Assault Vest Raikou, and I think he's going to be especially defensive Florges with Life Orb mixed attacking Tornadus, and then obvious Mega Metagross. I think Mega Metagross might be Rock Polish, but it doesn't. I couldn't tell by the makeup of his team because he has a pretty fast team that he's bringing with Tornadus and Raikou and Garchomp and whatnot. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into the match. Okay, so before this battle gets started, I want to give a huge shout out to Erik for recording this, and a huge shout out to Tom for genning my mons for me. Thank you guys so much. If you could go check him out, that'd be awesome. He leads off with his Florges as I lead off with my Thunderous. He's going to withdraw right away, showing me that he doesn't want to take a Sludge Wave, and he's going to go right into his Raikou. Now, he's not shiny, so he doesn't have Aura Sphere, so that means I'm safe to go into my Cobalion no matter what. I'm going to Volt Switch here, and this lets me know right away if he's Assault Vest or not, because that should have done about 20%. 24 to 28% to be exact if he was not Assault Vest, but since that did about 15, I instantly know he's Assault Vest, and that's really cool. So I'm going to go right into my Cobalion, like I said, because there's not really much I lose from it. He can't do a whole lot to me, even with Extra Sensory, because I know he's Assault Vest. He's going to go for the Volt Switch, and it does a decent chunklet. It's not like a massive amount, but it does enough to be like, oh, okay, I see you there. And he's going to go right into his Arcanine. I figure this is Intimidate to get the attack drop because he's physically defensive. I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks right away because I need to get up hazards as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm going to have a massively tough, it's going to be tough to wear his team down is what I'm trying to say, because Stealth Rocks and Spikes really do hurt him. So right now I'm going to switch out expecting the Will-O-Wisp or the Flare Blitz or something, and I'm going to go into Veemon as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. Veemon is Victini, by the way. Sorry for that little jump back a little bit, but I got a phone call I had to take. So I'm going to go for U-turn right here, and I'm going to U-turn out on this Arcanine because I don't want it to hit me with a crunch since I'm not really sure if it is offensive yet. I do get a crit, so it doesn't tell me if he's regularly defensive or not, so that sucks. But he's actually going to go for the Morning Sun, and that's best because if he had gone for a Will-O-Wisp expecting me to switch, then I would have had a burnt Mega Sableye, and that would have sucked. I'm going to Mega Evolve right here just in case he does want a Will-O-Wisp later on. I can bounce it back with I can bounce it back with one and absorb it with another. It's just extra security from me. He's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and this is going to do a decent amount. If I had clicked Metal Burst right here, it wouldn't have really done anything because it would have done about 45% or so. Maybe 50%, but Foul Play does a lot of damage. It does a lot more than what I expected it to. So that goes to tell me that he might actually not be physically defensive. At the time, I kind of sort of still just assumed because I couldn't really gauge it because to a physically defensive one it does about 35%, and I couldn't really gauge it. But afterwards, I can kind of sort of tell that yeah, that might not be physically defensive. But in the match, I was thinking that it was obviously Phys Def. So I'm going to go into his Florges right here, and I cannot take a Moonblast at this range, so I can't Metal Burst it right here, which is so depressing because I want to Metal Burst it so badly. I'm just going to go into my NASCAR Bug because I get to set up Spikes, I get to scare this thing with a Poison Jab, and he has a very obvious switch into this, which is Mega Metagross. So going to go for the Moonblast, it does next to nothing after Black Sludge, which is awesome. And I'm not even going to risk him switching out into Mega Metagross and going for Poison Jab. After he gets Leftovers recovery, I'm going to start setting up Spikes because I need the Spikes up. He's going to withdraw just like I expected, and he is in fact going to go into his Mega Metagross. So if I had gone for Poison Jab, it would have been completely useless, but now I'm going to get up Spikes instead, which is much better in my opinion. So as you can see, the Spikes are going to go up. Now, Arcanine is extremely weakened by rocks and spikes. It's awesome the fact that one of the things I was most scared of in Arcanine is weakened so much upon re-entry. So he's going to Mega Evolve, and I figured that he would actually go for a Meteor Mash or a Zen Headbutt or something like that. So what I did here was, actually I'm going to pause real quick. So now that he has Mega Evolved, I am faster than it. I had a couple decisions I could make. I could either A, gone for a Spike, and that Spike could be useful later on, or I could go for an Earthquake and put this thing in range of Choice Scarf Kyurem Black's Earth Power, so it couldn't switch in if it was expecting a Dragon type move. It was a massive 50-50, because if he had gone for Zen Headbutt, I would die. If he went for Meteor Mash, I would die. If he went for a couple different things, I would die. The only way I wouldn't die is if he went for a Bullet Punch, Ice Punch, or Earthquake. So, as you can see, I go for the Earthquake to get off damage, because I figured one layer of spikes will be enough to weaken the Arcanine enough, and I get a crit on the Earthquake, which is amazing because he also goes for Earthquake. So this means that my Scolipede is still alive, and the fact that I can get at my second layer of spikes now makes me extremely happy. This +3 speed boost is kind of awesome, I'm not gonna lie. It's either +3 or +2, it doesn't really matter, but the fact that it has speed boost, I love Scolipede so much. I do get at my second layer of spikes, and this means that Arcanine is going to be taking 25 plus 12, so about 38% upon re-entry, which is amazing. I'm going to go into Victini right here, so there's really no reason not to. He doesn't have a good switch into it, except for Fizz Def Garchomp. That's what I fully expect to come in right here. I went for V-Create, it doesn't really matter. I needed to scout out some more of his sets. So he does bring in the Garchomp. He's going to take a little bit of damage to rocks and spikes, and I do fire off a V-Create. I expected this to do about 30% or so. However, that damage is absolutely insane. That did way more than what I was expecting, and that instantly screams, "He's Scarfed, idiot!" So I was like, oh, hey, Scarf Garchomp. I need to watch out for this. Now that I have the speed drop, I'm not going to outspeed it unless if he is not Scarfed. So I have to make the save switch out into my Mega Sableye. Otherwise, I would be in a very rough spot. So he's going to go for the Stone Edge right here. And he is going to score a crit, which really sucks because that forces me to recover and probably not live another one. But he is going to switch out. Why he switched out, I do not know. He could have gone for another Stone Edge and killed me, but whatever. So he is going to go into his Rose, I want to keep calling this thing Rose Raid because I see Rose every single time it comes in, but it's Florges. And I'm going to go for the Recover, get health back, because right now, health is the most important thing. It really is. I need to keep Mega Sableye healthy so I have a switch into this Garchomp now that I know it's Choice Scarfed. So, I actually can live a Moonblast from this range, so I decided that I could click Metal Burst, but I decided not to in the end because it wasn't really... It would have been a cheeky play. But he's going to go into Garchomp instead, and I'm just going to go ahead and switch out, and I'm going to go into my Victini, because I figured with the Rose in, what I could do is I could switch into Victini, scare it out, get some more damage off on something. But he pulled an amazing double into Garchomp, forcing me directly back out into my Mega Sableye, forcing him to go for Earthquake. And that was an amazing double on Dhilan's part. Like, that was probably one of the best moves of the entire match. He's going to go for another Earthquake right here, and it looks like it'll take me out, but it doesn't. I live on 7 HP, I go for the foul play, and I get to take out the Garchomp with my Mega Sableye. I am going to go down to Rough Skin, which kind of sucks, because that means Garchomp gets the kill for Mega Sableye, but Mega Sableye still took out the Garchomp, which is absolutely amazing. So, pardon me, I'm really tired. So as Garchomp goes down, he's going to send in his Arcanine, and I'm just going to go ahead and send in my Kyurem. Mainly because look at how much damage this thing is going to be at after rocks and spikes. Terravolt doesn't really matter, but spikes and then stealth rocks. Now, I'm going to pause it. I am max special attack Life Orb. He is at about, I want to say 14%, maybe. If this is a physically defensive Arcanine, like I've been thinking this entire match, an Ice Beam will kill it. It does 19% minimum. It will kill it. No matter what anybody says, no matter what have you, if he is just physically defensive, I kill it with an Ice Beam. So he's going to get the Intimidate off, which kind of sort of sucks. That means I couldn't spam Bolt Strike if I wanted to, but I do go for the Ice Beam, and this is supposed to take out this Arcanine, but he lives on 1 HP and gets the Morning Sun off. I almost shat myself because I was in such a rough spot right there. If I had gone for Earth Power, I would have been so much safer, but I went for Ice Beam because I expected him to bring something else in that could take the Earth Power, like his Tornadus. That was my thinking there. If I had gone for Bolt Strike, it would have been the safest play, but I wasn't thinking. So I'm going to go into my Victini again, expecting a Will-O-Wisp or a Flare Blitz, and the exact same thing happens again. I just soak up the Will-O-Wisp. But now, I get to actually see what type of set this is, since now I have a feeling it's not Fizdaf. He's going to go for the Extreme Speed. This isn't going to do a whole lot because I do have max HP, which is fantastic preparation on my part, in my opinion. And I just go right for the Bolt Strike, and it's going to do a lot of fucking damage. Like, that was a lot of damage, especially from a not max attack Victini. So, Bolt Strike is a 2-hit KO. I'm not too worried about what it can do to me. If he goes for Crunch, I outspeed it. If he doesn't, then he's just going to Extreme Speed me and take me down to still above 50% health, which is insane. I love Victini. This Bolt Strike is going to take out the Arcanine, and Victini is going to rack up his first kill of the season against an Arcanine. Fantastic, right? So right here, he's actually going to go into his Raikou. Now, why this matters? Because Raikou, I can't touch it because I'm locked into Bolt Strike, and that means that if I'm locked into Bolt Strike, I have to switch out, and that means something has to take an electric type move. Luckily for me, I do still have my Cobalion around, which is designed to take the Raikou on 1v1, and he is just going to go straight up for a Shadow Ball. I don't understand why. Like, I get he was attacking what was in front of him, but it was very obvious what I was doing. Luckily for him, he got the special defense drop on my Cobalion, and he could... Oh my god. I'm so tired, I'm sorry. And he can go into something that easily revenge kill me. He is going to go into Fajita himself. And I'm just going to go for the close combat here. I want to damage off on the Raikou. Plus, a close combat to this thing is still going to do a decent chunk. Like, that does respectable damage from a Cobalion. I'm pretty impressed by it. So now, my defense and special defense are at... my defense is at -1, my special defense is at -2, which... You can win some of the things all the time, but you can't win all the things all the time. So he's going to miss a Hurricane, which really sucks because that's forcing his Tornado to take unnecessary damage, which was probably the worst thing that could have happened to him right in that scenario. Because if he had hit that first Hurricane and taken out my Cobalion, it would have forced me into something like my Kyurem or my Victini, and I would have had to sack off another Mon to get them back in for free. He is going to go down to Life Orb, which kind of sort of sucks because I would have liked to have that kill for one of my Mons, but you know what? Dhilan's selfish like that and goes down to his own Life Orb. He's going to go into his Raikou, and I'm just going to go ahead and into Victini because all I have to do now is click V-Create to win. One V-Create is going to kill Raikou. I have enough Mons to sack off in the back to get Thundurus in for free to Thunderwave the Metagross, and I'm just going to V-Create it, just like I said, because this is obviously going to kill. I don't care about revealing that I'm Scarfed anymore. It's too late in the match for me to try to hide it. So the V-Create does take out the Raikou, so Victini picking up his second kill of the season, which was insane. I'm so happy that Victini is doing well already for being used in basically one match. Now he's going to go into his Mega Metagross. Now, as we all know, I do not outspeed this thing anymore, so I have to sack something off. He's at such a low amount of health, though, that I kind of sort of debated not sacking something off, but it's whatever. Because Victini's doing really well, I want him to get the last 2 kills. I'm going to go into my Thundurus because I figured he would go for EQ, but he went for Meteor Mash instead, which I was like, oh my god, why? And he gets the attack raise, which sucks ballsack. But, you know, I just get to get the Prankster Thunderwave off on him, and now I win. All I have to do is click V-Create twice, and the game is over. Because now I outspeed the Mega Metagross, and I outspeed the floor just no matter what. The Meteor Mash, it's going to take out my Thundurus, which is really depressing, because Thundurus, oh my shit. Thundurus is amazing, and he could have gotten a kill if I had speed creeped this thing. However, I wasn't too worried about it. So I'm just going to go for the V-Create twice. I'm going to get 1 kill on this Metagross. And then after that, I'm kind of sort of safe to say that I win this match, because there's not much that this Florges can do. It'll be at such a low amount of health after the spikes and stealth rocks that even if he like tries to set up, he has some weird coverage move and lives a Victini V create or something like that, I still have Iron Head in the back to take it out. So it's really looking like I just won this match. I'm going to click V create a second time, and I'm going to go ahead and take out this Florges and take the victory 2-0 against the Brooklyn Banettes and Tactical Monkeys. That was a fantastic match though. It was probably one of my favorite matches that I've had in League format in a very long time. So thank you, Dhilan. Thank you, Dhilan, for the match. It was a fantastic match. I look forward to future matches with him. If you could, go check him out. He's very close to 300 subscribers, as am I. And just give him a little bit of love from my side of the YouTube thingies. So I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Make sure to leave a like down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.